One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his step, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his maximum cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Whistles report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Good morning, Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, we are alive and well, and guess what? It is a thirsty Thursday morning. All right, so we've got a little bit of a news morning, as you guys can see. Iran responds to Trump threats, as well as Homan, Minneapolis update, and Trump cabinet, and more. So the way that I actually have this broken down is because a few things are happening a little bit later today. Not the title won't necessarily reflect all of the news that we're going to be speaking on today. As always, our actual lineup is looking like this. So we're going to start off this morning from yesterday. FBI criminal warrant on Fulton County, for 2020 ballots. Now this is into regards of Georgia in Fulton County. There is some big ordeal going on with the FBI regards to the 2020 election. I'm not really sure what's happening yet. We're going to find that out together. And then we also have the Federal Reserve holds rates steady, meaning there is no change of fluctuation like a quarter point here or a quarter point here. No, this time it stayed. It held exactly where it is amid labor market and inflation uncertainty. As we already know, Ilhan Omar speaks after she got attacked at that town hall. So it shows FBI investigating spring incident. Now, it's funny because basically right after the show, I got sent a whole bunch of pictures of this woman, meaning Ilhan Omar, and with that exact same guy that sprayed her. Isn't that weird? Why are they in pictures together? It's all a setup. It's all political bullshit. It's political theater. This is typical bullshit. So we're going to kind of whiz past that shit. Bomb cyclone storm to slam East Coast with more snow. This is coming out 13 hours ago, and it is some not so very good news regards to our winter weather here. Also, a very interesting thing that happened yesterday, yesterday evening. Car slams into, I think that's how you say it, Chabad Lubavitch HQ in Brooklyn. I'm not really sure how to say that, by the way. My apologies. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody's culture. And then the very next thing is our latest update on Iran is only 3 hours ago. Iran warns of quick retaliation after Trump sends massive fleet of warships. And we did speak about the Armada being sent by Trump yesterday, was one of the big stories that we spoke on. And then an hour ago, Border Czar Tom Homan gives Minneapolis ICE update since taking over. And then just 52 minutes ago, we have a video. I'm not really sure, I haven't watched this particular video yet, but we're going to do it together. Alex Preddy clashed with ICE agents days before Minneapolis shooting. So yes, I did see one in particular video of Alex Preddy getting involved in a some sort of ICE operation, and he ended up spitting on the officer and then kicking the officers or the agent. I meant to say. I know they're not officers. And then so spit on the agent and then kick the agent's car. So I did see that one, and I'm not sure if this is one of the videos that's going to be coming out, but we will see. But nonetheless, that's what we're looking at this morning. Great to see everyone in the chat, man. Real quick, let's go ahead and do our call to actions, and we'll get right into it. Make sure you guys come in and hit that like button. It helps us out the show, and it's absolutely free to do so. You know what else is free is hitting that subscribe button. This is what we do Monday through Friday, man. So if you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and come back tomorrow morning. This is what we do. Let's go ahead and get the money part over, though. Please consider becoming a member, starting only at $3.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is what allows us to be on these airwaves as well as have these lights on. So thank you guys for becoming members and staying members. Little side note here, make sure you guys follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, the campaign trail. This is what we do, man. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one, as well as we have a Discord server for all of you legends. One of the moderators will go ahead and drop you a link for the Discord server, because we do have a majority of you guys in there. I'd say 95%, but we got to get that up to 100%. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted memberships, and membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, well, we have these platforms scrolling around the screen. So listen, I read it out loud just like a super chat. So I've got my email up. So if anything comes through on any of these platforms, I will, of course, shout you out right away. All right, good morning to everybody, man. Thank you all for being here. We got Naomi in the building. Shout out to you. Thank you for moderating this morning. We got Stacks as well. Good morning to you, kind sir. We got Jimmy Mac as well as Rogers. Shout out to my man. Good morning to you, kind sir. We got Virginia Chaos. Good morning, good morning. It's a thirsty Thursday morning. We got Steve Posey in the building as well. Appreciate you. We got Provo as well as Alfred Patterson. Good morning to you guys. We got Rabbit of Chaos as well as Frank. There we go. Sorry, my bad, you guys. I'm running my way down. We got Papa Penguin as well as Steve Easy. Good morning to you guys. Thank you both for being here as well. We got Mountain Woman. Great to see you in the chat. Pablo, good morning. FAFO, good morning to you as well. Thank you all for being here. I'm really honored to be able to do this Monday through Friday, man. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We got TVT in the building as well. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. We got Sick Bastard as well as Dylan Patterson. Good morning to you guys. And big shout out to the coffee crew for rating us this morning. Motobomb Virginia, I very much appreciate your support and all your crew. I'm very honored to be able to hang out with you guys. We got Big Dan in here, man. Good morning. We got Lappy as well. It's been a minute. Well, I mean, you pop in, but you're quick with it, you know. But great to see you in the chat, bro. We got Gary as well. Good morning, as well as Lee Lance. Appreciate you guys. All right, we're gonna get right into this, guys, because there's a lot to get through, and we're gonna be starting this off with FBI criminal warrant on Fulton County 2020 ballots. Now, this just came out yesterday, and this is Fulton County in Georgia, by the way.
Serving a criminal search warrant.
And who's
Tiffany,
the defendant?
good morning.
And the criminal search warrant is under seal.
Right.
So we don't even know who the target of the investigation is. This is nothing but sowing the seeds of distrust, right? This is a full frontal attack on democracy. This is a code red in America, in Fulton County. We've seen it in Minneapolis, and now we're seeing it here in Fulton County. We must do everything that we can to protect the right to vote. These records are under seal. Judge McBurney has not issued an order opening these records or allowing these records to be viewed by the government. And until and unless he enters such an order,
What's up, Doomerang? Good morning.
these records should not be seen or viewed by anyone. And so we're thankful to have our partners here from the state standing with us, because This again is a full frontal attack on democracy. And
you know what? I mean, let me just say that we are.
She just can't help herself. She was interjecting during his speech at the very top. I'm like, shut up, lady, already. What the fuck?
To if there's a question of are we going to take all legal action to make sure that this what I consider to be an assault on voters. This is an assault on your vote. So I think that Marvin is an attorney. I'm an attorney. We are all trying to figure out what to do about this. But what we know is that does not even matter. We know in America right now, it does not even matter.
It doesn't matter? Then why are you giving so much energy to this?
Emotional, damn it! Stop the cap.
If what you are saying is the right thing, if our president wants to bring in the forces, he will, and he has. And so it's in Fulton County now. So we have to protect. You need to go to your voter page, make sure that you are still registered to vote. You need to check every week.
I agree. You should see if you're registered to vote. I think all of these things.
You need to be unafraid of these scare tactics, and you need to.
Also, are you advocating for voter ID? I think not.
Go out there and vote, because what they're mostly afraid of is that you will vote them out. That is what they are afraid of. Because
but this is also nothing new, Steve Easy. You know what I mean? They've been, rigging elections or trying to rig elections since conception. I mean, it's typical bullshit.
Elections are going to be a course correction in this country, and they know it, and that's what they're afraid of. So we will not be deterred. We will work together in Fulton County. We will work together with our state partners, and we will move forward, and we will be here protecting your right to vote in Fulton County. Fulton County is a majority Democratic county. So don't be confused as to why this is happening in Fulton County. It's very easy. Follow it. This is not difficult. I don't want anybody to think like, oh, this is something that's so above my head. It's not above your heads. You need to understand it as the people. You have the power to change this. And you know that this election in 2026 is going to be in your hands. So let's...
I'm really just hearing a whole bunch of this. Time to move on. Shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Why is it happening right now?
Because it's never too early to start.
It's retribution. He is enacting retribution. He's enacting retribution on Fulton County, on Minnesota, on places that did not vote for him.
Why isn't he asking for the 2024 ballots?
Explain again.
How about the 2024 ballots? Do they want those, or there were no issues in 2024?
They couldn't get the ballots, so now this is a criminal offense, but there's no named defendant.
That's right.
Yeah, so there is a civil lawsuit going on where they were seeking the exact same records. They sent a subpoena. It was denied because of the existing court order that put those records under seal, put these voting records under seal. And they couldn't get it then. They sent a subpoena. They've done it like 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And so since they could not get it the proper way legally through civil action, now miraculously there is a criminal action with an unnamed defendant. Who's the unnamed defendant? What is this about? Well, if it was criminal, why didn't they file the criminal search warrant?
Listen, we're blaming the Democrats and lefties, progressives, all of it. We're blaming our left-handed tobacco use on them today.
Prior to getting denied 2 times in the civil court.
Does a criminal search warrant, when it is served, supposed to be on the scene?
I do not know. I think a judge needs to answer that question. And I have asked the county attorney, and Commissioner Ivory has asked the county attorney to file whatever we can file in order to stop this madness.
Are you hearing about other raids happening in other counties?
No, I heard they're going to try to, the FBI is supposed to be doing a press conference here at 6 o'clock.
What's up, brother KP? Came in perfect timing. We just lit up.
Scoot over so we can bring Shay and Eric.
Yes.
Damn,
yes.
She is masculine as fuck. She's like telling him what to do. Hey, scoot over. Damn.
Yes, I think it's very important to bring our clerk of Superior Court, Madam Shay Alexander, who's been dealing with this all day because the records are under her chain of custody.
Madam Clerk, can you talk about what it was like to see these agents?
Not at this time. I can't.
Can you tell us?
I'm still processing it. I came out to go to the store to get some water and saw my colleagues and wanted to say hi. I'm just trying to get my staff some water right now. That's all I can do.
Right now, sir?
I don't know what's...
Why do women do this? This right here. This is such a terrible look, by the way.
What's going on?
So I'll
gross.
say this. The first warrant was to the elections hub, which was incorrect, and so that had to be sent back, and they had to get a new warrant directed to the clerk of Superior Court, Madam Shay, because she is the holder of the archives from the elections. And so apparently they have now done that. They're now going in there. My question is, I want to make sure that there is a full and complete inventory, because these are the original voting records, original absentee ballots, right? And so once that stuff leaves our custody, where is the chain of custody? Once it leaves our control, how can we know if we're going to get everything back? How can we know if they might do something.
We won't.
we won't.
mischievous
We don't know.
with
We
the
won't, and we don't
records.
know.
They're taking
They might
pallets.
lose them.
We're not doing any.
Yeah,
we don't even know what they're taking.
the ballots are on pallets because because Fulton County runs great elections, and elections from 2020 would already be archived, sealed, put in boxes, put on pallets, and secured. They wouldn't just be boxes floating around, allowed to be accessed. So they already are on pallets, and they're removing the whole pallets. So how can we then inventory what they're taking? You can only see what is happening on the outside of the pallet. You would not be able to see on the inside what the boxes are on the pallets. This is intentional.
Going in and out of the building all afternoon. Have the ballots actually left the building?
Yeah, they're leaving the building right now.
What did the warrant say?
The warrant said all the 2020 ballots, absentee ballots.
Totally not anything. All
No,
of them.
they said what they were coming here to get, and they're getting it.
How does this search warrant supersede the seal?
I'm trying to torture you guys for a little bit. Just a couple more minutes.
That's the part I think we're not understanding.
Because it's criminal versus civil. The seal is a civil case. They came and brought a criminal case, so that is why it's not connected. And that's what the lawyers are working on right now. What do we do next? And we have there's a band of lawyers right here working on it all. It's not.
Warriors.
It's intentional for people to be in office who have the skills to deal with these things. And all of us are trying to come together to figure out what to do next. There's a band of people working on because we're under assault. I mean, I think you know that.
Is this unprecedented?
Of course. He's unprecedented. Right?
What's up, Stephanie? Great to see you in the
It
chat.
is. How confident are we? It is. We just had a town hall last week on Thursday about elections. We knew this was going to happen. This is about sowing the seed of fear that people will not show up to the polls in May and November. This is what it is. We're 100% sure this is what it is.
Do any of our state reps want to say anything? Certainly. we're glad
Nope.
to be having you on.
I don't think anyone wants to get on none of that shit. But they're going to be forced. All right, we're going to move on. Oh, shit. Yeah, exactly. Then they would have nothing to worry about. If it's all bullshit, I mean, then just let it ride then, right? Who gives a shit? All right, we're moving on. Oh, we got to move on. These guys need to embrace their fuck-ups first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't beat yourself up over past mistakes. You are going to fuck up again in the future, quite possibly in a most spectacular fashion. Why worry about yesterday's fuck-ups when you have tomorrow's fuck-ups to look forward to? You are a fuck-up, and fucking up is part of your growth process. Embrace the process.
True, though. All right, let's go ahead and get back into now. The Federal Reserve holds rates steady amid labor market and inflation uncertainty. And yes, so the Fed chair, Powell, came out and spoke and basically said, well, we're going to go ahead and keep the interest rate at the exact same level. We're not going to move it. We're not going to bring it up. We're not going to bring it down.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I am Andy Mack. Let's talk a little bit about the economy and some of the New York Stock Exchange as several rate cuts
What's up,
to end
TNT?
2025. All eyes on the Federal Reserve on their first meeting of 2026, and if they would cut rates
It's
again.
coming,
Jerome
TNT,
Powell
by
did
the
speak
way.
to the media as they left it unchanged. Let's be joined right now by Fox Business's Darren Botello in Washington, D.C. at the White House. Darren, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. What can you tell us about what happened and what was said today?
Hi, good evening. Well, the central bank kept interest rates steady despite the president calling for a cut in interest rates. Fed Chair Jerome Powell, like you said, gave us some insight as to why the Fed did this, why they kept it steady, pointing at the tariffs.
No, I'm not responding to you because you're irrelevant, actually. Who's on this side of the screen? Dumb fuck.
My
You're
colleagues and I
watching
remain
me.
squarely focused on achieving our
I don't move on your
dual
pace.
mandate goals of maximum
bitch.
employment and stable prices for the benefit of the American people. The U.S. economy expanded at a solid pace last year and is coming into 2026 on a firm footing. While job gains have remained low, the unemployment rate has shown some signs of stabilization, and inflation remains somewhat elevated. In support of our goals, today the Federal Open Market Committee decided to leave our policy rate unchanged. Having lowered our policy rate by 75 basis points over the course of our previous 3 meetings, there's an expectation that sometime in the middle quarters of the year, we'll see.
Now, what they're doing is they're chopping up the highlights of his whole speech here.
Tariff inflation topping out. So what we do is when a tariff is put in place, we track the effect of those tariffs over a 6, 7, 8, 9 month period, and you can see for that tariff how long it takes to reach a place where it's affected the price level.
And the Fed cut interest rates 3 times last year. The Fed is keeping the federal funds rate in the current range of 3.5% to 3.75%. That's the rate at which banks charge each other for overnight loans. So what does that mean for you, the consumer? The rate is then the benchmark for what they charge customers. When the Fed raises rates, for example, credit card interest rates go up. So in this case, your credit card interest rate should not be affected. Getting back to the president and the Fed, there's been an ongoing feud between President Trump and Fed Chair Jerome Powell, with Powell accusing the president of threatening suit and investigating him over the multi-billion-dollar renovation of the Fed Reserve headquarters right here in D.C. So the president saying the cost could reach $4 billion and calling this a disgrace. But Powell saying the price tag is $2.5 billion and accusing the president of trying to apply pressure to force rate cuts. The Fed will meet 2 more times this year before Powell is done in May. And of course, the president is saying he's going to put someone in place who is going to cut those interest rates. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much. And there were a lot of questions, as now we're in 2026 and Jerome Powell will soon not be the chair of the Federal Reserve. Did he give any insight into what it will look like after he steps down from the chair, what it will look like post Jerome Powell?
Right, like I said, he's planning to put someone in place who's going to cut.
Appreciate you, Papa Penguin. We'll see you on the flip side.
Those interest rates, but the president can't directly affect the Fed. He just said he's going to try by putting someone in place that might be more favorable to those cuts.
Right, exactly. Whatever Trump wants, that's essentially who's going to appoint. Obviously, it's an appointed position. That's the difference between elected and appointed. All right, we're moving on. Ilhan Omar speaks after town hall attack, FBI investigating spraying incident. Now, something that I do want to talk about real quick is right after we reported this yesterday on the show, I actually got sent a whole bunch of pictures of Ilhan Omar together with the very man that supposedly attacked her with this spray bullshit. I mean, side by side, like them holding each other in a picture kind of thing. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, okay, well, I mean, truth be told, I called it right away. As soon as we saw it go down, without me knowing that, I was like, yeah, this is just political theater. This is all bullshit. This was designed and made by Ilhan. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and bring this up. And we'll go ahead and discuss it real quick. But first, we haven't even done the money part yet, bro. We got to get the money part.
All right, just get the money part done.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Extremely true.
Denied.
It is what it is. Here we go.
Thank you all for joining us here today. I wanted to hold this press conference at Carmel Mall to highlight our incredible Somali businesses housed here. We have an extraordinary entrepreneurs who have built amazing businesses. Carmel holds a special place in my heart, and I look forward to visiting every time I'm home. This is one of the places I recommend to visitors.
Man, they're not even shutting up. Like, all of them are on stage are like trying to get them to, like, they're just looking at just all disappointment right here.
Who come into our town because it showcases our vibrant Somali community. Carmel Mall is home to more than 100 small businesses, and the owners here have seen a significant decline in business since Trump's Operation Metro Surge began. Community members are afraid to go out as a result of the occupation in our city by ICE. Not only is the federal occupation hurting businesses, the president's reprehensible rhetoric has led right-wing grifters to show up here to terrorize our community. It is indefensible. Hurting small businesses is just the tip of the iceberg. Under the Trump administration's so-called Operation Metro Surge, constitutional rights are being trampled, families are being ripped apart, and fear is being weaponized to try to beat us into submission. Federal immigration agents are terrorizing our neighbors, stopping people of color, demanding papers, detaining U.S. citizens, and brutalizing Minnesotans in the name of public safety. But we know this.
Man, they don't even give a shit. Everyone back there is just talking and over speaking, and then look at this lady's like on her phone probably texting people out in the crowd, go shut them up over there.
This is not about public safety or immigration enforcement. It is state-sanctioned violence and political retribution. What is unfolding in our state is not accidental. It is part of a coordinated effort to target Black and brown immigrant and Muslim communities through fear, racial profiling, and intimidation. This administration's immigration agenda is not about law enforcement. It is about...
Yeah, it is. It is a hoax. I mean, there's pictures of her and her attacker side by side, taking pictures together in the past.
Making people feel they do not belong regardless of their citizen status or the law.
What's up, Straight?
But our
Good morning.
communities shall not and will not be intimidated. In the face of violence, Minnesotans have organized, protected one another, and showed love instead of fear. Two incredible Minnesotans, Renee Good and Alex Preddy, were murdered for their willingness to stand up and protect their neighbors. Now our community is reeling from their murder that were entirely affordable.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I saw it yesterday on social media. So go check it out on Instagram, Facebook, all that shit. Just type it in.
Avoidable. No immigration enforcement agent should ever be allowed to act as a judge, jury, and executioner on our streets.
That's right.
We will continue to demand real accountability. I am grateful my colleagues who have shown immense moral clarity in this moment. I will end with this. We must all do more. Everyone here understands that. Voting no on DHS funding bill is the bare minimum. Backing the resolution to impeach Kristi Noem is the bare minimum. Holding law-breaking ICE agents legally accountable is the bare minimum. We must abolish ICE. This moment demands it. And next, I want to introduce my dear friend and colleague, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley.
Thank you, Ilhan. Earlier today, we visited the sacred space where Alex Preddy was executed in broad daylight.
She's
An unarmed
pissed.
citizen whose last words
This chick is pissed because they're not shutting up in the background.
were, "Don't hurt her." One of the many tributes that was at that memorial invoked a scripture that I love as a woman of faith, and it's Isaiah chapter 1, verse 17. Do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed. And that is what brings me here today. Do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed. I'm here as a sister in solidarity with Congresswoman Omar. I'm so grateful for her courageous and steadfast leadership. I'm here in solidarity with Movement family, who I have been here many times shoulder to shoulder doing justice work alongside. I am here to bear witness. I'm here to listen. And I'm here to help people process their grief and their trauma.
Why is their audio so raggedy, by the way?
You know, we all understand that elections have consequences. But for the life of me, what I cannot understand is that when someone has a House, a Senate majority, has the White House, and accomplices in the Supreme Court, why, when you have all of that power, you would use it to enact harm on every person who calls this country home. We have an occupant in the Oval Office who traffics in hate, is hell-bent on inflicting hurt and harm and trauma on everyone who calls this country home, with a laser focus on our most vulnerable. He has governed with malice and used ICE agents to terrorize our cities, rip families apart, operating with impunity. Rogue masked agents who violate people's rights in the name of so-called law and order. Yet they detain, deport, and kill our neighbors in cold blood without due process. To be clear, none of it has kept anyone safe because it has nothing to do with public safety. Not in Minnesota, not in Massachusetts. It has everything to do with power, with control, with intimidation and oppression.
They just don't understand how due process actually works. Immigration is a humane problem, okay? It's not a criminal problem, it's a humane problem. So due process is treated totally different than a criminal problem, just so you guys know. No illegal aliens that get caught here by ICE, for instance, no, they don't actually have the due process rights to go see a judge. No, that's not true. So it's unfortunate. I'm not saying what ought be. I'm saying what is, and it is what it is.
Earlier today, I met immigrants who make this country great, who make this state great, who fled authoritarian regimes in Colombia, Venezuela, Syria, and Nicaragua. They came here for a better life and to make positive contributions, which they do. And they are so traumatized to be seeing.
What's up, Extra Surprise? Great to see you in the chat, bro.
In real time, the very authoritarian, fascist, and cruel actions that they fled showing up here in Minnesota and in this country. All this has done is traumatize children, delay cancer patients' chemotherapy, devastate small businesses, and leave beloved community members like Renee Good and Alex Preddy dead on our streets. The last time I was here at Carmel Mall, we broke bread together amongst bustling shoppers. It was vibrant, and we laughed over sambusas and drank Somali tea together. Today, it is quiet. Oh.
Okay, are they done? What are they doing?
It is quiet because of fear.
Oh, Jesus.
When we were at Midtown Global Market earlier today, what is it, Lakeside? Mm-hmm. We learned that Lakeside, Lake Street, home to some 2,000 businesses, majority of which are owned.
Okay, I've only got about another minute in me that's willing to listen to this.
Owned by immigrants, that they are losing $30 million a month. Those are the sort of contributions that immigrants have been making to this economy. I don't know what to do about that. Yeah. You're saying it's just said to take it out. It's better. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's okay. So the point is, this is devastating families and devastating the economy here. That's why we're here today, to stand in community, to choose community over chaos and cruelty. We're here because although there can never be justice, because true justice would mean that Renee Good and Alex Preddy and Keith Porter would still be alive. I'm not sure, guys, what to do here. But there must be accountability. Okay. Listen, I'm the granddaughter of a Baptist preacher. I have no problem projecting.
Oh, God, Jesus. Relax.
Can you all hear me? Okay. Okay, so if you want to have church, we will have church. And I mean real church. Not people who speak with a mouthful of scriptures, but walk with a heart full of hate. You know, it has been incredible to be here in community today with people who are every day choosing community over chaos and over cruelty, people who are fighting in defense of the true values of this country and in defense of our neighbors. This moment requires accountability. This week, the Senate will take up legislation to fund the Department of Homeland Security, which includes an additional...
What's up, Carrie? Great to hear, by the way, because those fucking things usually take all day. Well, I'm from Southern California, you know what I mean? So I'm used to that shit being an 8-hour process.
Additional $28 billion for ICE. We are calling on all senators, Democrat and Republican, to vote no, because Congress should not be funding this campaign of terror. And we can't stop there. The agents who brutalized and executed our neighbors cannot walk away freely. They must be held accountable for their crimes. That means passing my bill to end qualified immunity for federal law enforcement, including ICE agents.
Okay, all right. That's good enough. I think that's good enough. We're going to move on. We're going to get a very quick update. I don't want to do any type of weather fear-mongering or nothing, but I will explain something that is happening in the news. Bomb cyclone storm to slam East Coast with more snow. So that is... I hate to be the bearer of bad news on this, but this did come out. Let's go ahead and talk about it quickly.
Live now from Fox and bring into the conversation Fox weather meteorologist Jane Menard. Jane, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. What can you tell us about how frigid it is in the southeastern and what we should expect this weekend?
What's up, Hardwire? Good morning.
Oh, let me tell you, I mean, it's cold now, and it's dangerously cold, especially for the hundreds of thousands of folks that are still without power across parts of northern Louisiana, Mississippi, up into Tennessee. So that's still a growing concern as we head into this weekend. But of course, as the chatter goes, right, with one storm exiting, here comes the next. And I've got Wilmington, North Carolina up here because we are looking at a nor'easter that is expected to develop as we head into this weekend. There are a couple questions that we still need to iron out the details to before we give a full and complete answer to how this plays out. But we're locking in the forecast for spots like North Carolina, eastern North Carolina, Wilmington, where yes, we do in fact have snow on the way. So what's going on? Well, this extreme...
What, did someone actually think I had a smoke detector going off?
Cold is set to move into the weekend, and it's going as far south as the Sunshine State. Come Sunday morning, we're talking record low temperatures as far south as Miami-Dade County, and could be challenging records down there from the early 1900s. We're talking below 32 degrees, wind chills that could be in the single digits, in the teens across the Sunshine State. So with a cold air mass like that locked into the eastern seaboard, well, we have this big trough. And with this trough that's going to spread that cold air south, this upper level low transfers down to the surface. That off the mid-Atlantic coast is where our storm is expected to develop. Now, it's going to develop quickly. It is going to strengthen quickly. And because we have higher confidence...
So this is what our next Sunday is going to look like?
And winter impacts from the eastern Carolinas up into Virginia.
Like meaning this upcoming Sunday.
Virginia, it has a lot to do with just proximity. And also, too, knowing the fact...
Yeah, it's going to be super cold here for us in the south. It's supposed to be really cold Saturday, and then Sunday's supposed to be fairly cold for us too.
That yes, at that point in time, models have a very good handle on that this storm is going to happen. With that storm closer to the coast, of course, that's something that we're going to be watching as we look downstream. The farther away this low tracks as it goes up to the northeast from New England, the lower the impacts will be. But we still don't know exactly if the storm is going to track in that direction. Trends have been in that direction, that you can see the confluence of our models and pretty high agreement that we have this powerful coastal low developing off the Carolinas. So that's what brings the big snow footprint for eastern North Carolina.
Man, that's a bummer situation for your nor'easter. I think that's what they, something like that. I mean, I don't know what the exact terminology was, but nonetheless, you guys are going to get some cold weather this Sunday, unfortunately, which is going to probably bring a lot of snow. All right, so we're going to move on because I'm not a meteorologist and I'm not into weather like that. We're going to move on. Car slams into a certain headquarters. I don't even know how to pronounce this, so I'll let them pronounce it. But it's a headquarters in Brooklyn, and this happened last night. So let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll discuss it quickly.
Right now, we want to shift gears and take you out to some breaking news out of New York. This is a live look at a scene in Brooklyn right now. NYPD says a driver is in custody after crashing into a building there in Brooklyn. Let's take you out to Fox 5 News.
I did. I actually watched it. And unfortunately, I fell asleep while listening to it last night. I didn't mean to, but I was exhausted. I had to. I was up way too fucking late watching it. And I missed like the last quarter of it, so I still have to finish that part. But yeah, it's good.
New York, they have a reporter on the scene. This is their broadcast from just a few moments ago.
Breaking news, the NYPD has taken a driver into custody after a car slams into the doors of Chabad headquarters in Brooklyn.
Fox 5's Linda Schmidt is live in Crown Heights. Linda, what can you tell us?
Okay, well, first of all, we got here just a few moments ago. I want you to look over my shoulder. You can see there are police cars everywhere here. Several blocks have also been taped off, and they are blocked off. This happened about 10 of 9 this evening, and it happened right...
Nah, TVT, just some people don't like the way that he is, and that's okay. He's actually a super conservative, by the way. I mean, America-only ideology. So it's just that he doesn't like him on a personality level. It's nothing personal.
You're around the corner here, you see where the flashing lights are? That's the side entrance to the Chabad Lubavitch headquarters here in Brooklyn. The Lubavitch movement is, is a major movement in the Hasidic community. I want you to go ahead and take a look at this video here because this was posted on social media. And I got off the phone just a few moments ago with the PR person for Chabad Lubavitch for the headquarters here in Brooklyn. You can see there's a lot of screaming going.
He's going back and forth, ramming it back and forth. He didn't just hit it once. This is like a crazy situation for damn sure. Go and bring this back to right here.
Look at this video here because this was posted on social media. And I got off the phone just a few moments ago with the PR person for Chabad Lubavitch for the headquarters here in Brooklyn. You can see there's a lot of screaming going on there. And there is a man driving a gray Hyundai car. And he drives it intentionally into the side door of the Lubavitch headquarters. Then he backs it up and he drives it in again. And he backs it up and then drives it in again. Now, I want you to go ahead and take a look at the pictures that we also have that were posted on social media that shows the aftermath of that. Well, police were quickly called here. Police from the 7-1 precinct got here, picked up this suspect, put him in handcuffed, and immediately took him over to the 7-1 precinct where he is being questioned right now. One thing I want to be able to do here real quickly, there's a gentleman who is a community member here in the Lubavitch community. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. One thing that I really want to point out to our viewers, today's date has a special significance to the Lubavitch movement because it is the anniversary of the previous, of the death of the previous Rebbe. So thousands and thousands of people here, especially young people, are here to memorialize and celebrate his life. Thousands were inside this synagogue when that man ran.
Thousands were inside at that moment?
The car into the side door, correct?
You could fit thousands of people in that fucking little building?
So I don't want to speak numbers, but there are many, many people here tonight who are visiting in honor of the anniversary of the death of the previous Lubavitch Rebbe and the acceptance of the mantle of leadership of the current Lubavitch Rebbe. And there are many visitors from all over the world that have come for tonight's event, and they were inside during this. I don't know how to describe it.
But you were telling me that the man, as he was driving into the side entrance there and ramming the door, that he was cursing. He was screaming out and he was cursing.
So I'm just a member of the Jewish Community Council. I wasn't actually here during that time. But
what are they telling you?
From what they're telling me, he was hurling epithets. I don't exactly know the nature of them, if they were racially charged or not. It's still unclear. They're looking into that right now.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. And this...
Well, I mean, what else could it fucking be? I mean, just observation. Okay, so we have an update on Iran. Iran warns of quick retaliation after Trump sends massive fleet of warships. As you guys know, we talked about yesterday that Trump sent a massive armada, his words, by the way, basically a huge amount of ships that went out over to Iran. And basically what they're to do, what the whole reason of this is actually, is preventing oil from going in and out of Iran. So let's go ahead and get this update. This update did come out this morning. It came out 3 hours ago. Let's go ahead and do this.
That just yesterday, we reported that President Trump announced a huge armada was on its way to Iran amid those protests. Bringing us out here to this live image that we have of Washington, D.C. and the White House. And I want to get to this, some breaking news developments from overnight, as Iran has now responded to what the president is doing. And also, they're talking amid these concerns that there's going to be a possible U.S. strike in the region. I want to take us out to this. This is a social media post and a statement from Iran's foreign minister. Take a look here on your screen. He says this. Quote, our brave armed forces are prepared with their fingers on the trigger to immediately and powerfully respond to any aggression against our beloved land, air, and sea. The valuable lessons learned from the 12-day war have enabled us to respond even more strongly, rapidly, and profoundly. At the same time, Iran has always welcomed a mutually beneficial, fair, and equitable nuclear deal on equal footing and free from coercion, threats, and intimidation, which ensures Iran's rights to peaceful nuclear technology and guarantees no nuclear weapons. He finishes off by saying such weapons have no place in our security calculations, and we have never sought to acquire them. I want to bring into this conversation to discuss this even further Jonathan Sayeh. He is the Iran research analyst at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. Jonathan, good to see you.
Hi, it's great to be with you.
Of course. All right, so Iran has responded. Let's really talk about what the regime is focused on right now amid that development from the White House yesterday.
I know
And we don't need to hear this guy speak forever, by the way. We're only going to get about a minute, maybe 2 minutes, depending on him and his coverage here. And then we've got to get over to the border czar.
Islamic Republic's diplomacy, the diplomatic machine, always tries to propagate the same narrative that they only have peaceful purposes when it comes to their nuclear ambitions. Time and time again, different reports have proven that that's false. So we know for a fact there are many elements within the Islamic Republic's Revolutionary Guard Corps, as well as the Defense Ministry, that want to pursue weaponization. They've
Here, TNT, I got you.
Why are you gay?
Got it for you.
Continue to threaten to do it. So it's not really about remarks. It's about how they act, and comes down to one main issue of enrichment of uranium. Whether America would allow that as a red line, that's debatable. That has always been a firm red line that Washington has imposed on the Islamic Republic. On the other hand, the regime in Tehran does not seem to bow. They don't really budge when it comes to giving up their enrichment capabilities. But it's important to note that following the 12-day war and after Operation Midnight Hammer, we were able...
I don't really need to do a history dump here, dude.
...able to disrupt this the enrichment capacity, which was unprecedented.
Yes, we did do that.
No deal was ever able to achieve that. That's very crucial. So it really comes down to the fate of a few kilos of enriched uranium that I don't know if it's worth negotiating over necessarily, given that this regime has bloods of about 30,000 Iranians on its hands. Any negotiation with it would really legitimize it and would send the wrong message towards Iran's civic movement.
All right. I think that is enough of that guy. We got to get over to the border czar because we still have 2 more stories to get through. Border czar Tom Homan gives Minneapolis ICE update since taking over. Let's go ahead and bring this up and we'll discuss it briefly. And we're not going to play this whole thing either because it's 35 minutes long. Of course, we're not going to play the whole thing.
Good morning. Too early, isn't it? Look, I've been given talking points, and I don't like reading speeches, never have.
Hey, I appreciate that, Grayson. And by the way, we've got 233 people in here. Make sure you guys hit the like button as well as double tap the screen if you're on the vertical side. I very much appreciate you guys.
But my chief of staff did put some stuff down here in writing just to make sure I don't miss anything. So I'm going to be reading a little bit, and then we're going to open up for questions. I've been on the ground less than 3 full days. I got in here Monday. President of the United States called me Monday morning and asked me to deploy here. Got here Monday evening, and I'm staying so the problem's gone. But we've made a lot of progress in the last 3 days. Marcos Charles, he's running ICE operations here. There you go. Rodney Scott, Commissioner of Customs and Border Protection, staying here beside me. Good morning, I'm Tom Homan, Border Czar for President Trump. I'm here on behalf of the President, along with U.S. Commissioner for U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Rodney Scott, and Marcos Charles, who's leading the enforcement effort here right now.
Thank you, Rabbit.
I've been on the ground since Monday to regain law and order in the city beloved by many, and work together to remove threats from the community. During the past administration, we'll all remember, more than 10 million...
What's up, Brennan Smith? Happy Thirsty Thursday morning.
...illegal aliens entered this nation. Many were national security threats, public safety threats. We can't remember over 2 million known gotaways. 2 million people who paid more to get away. Why? That's just scared the hell out of everybody. President Trump promised the American people, including the residents of Minnesota, that he would work to ensure our communities are safe. And with that, this administration is absolutely focused on identifying removal aliens that pose a public safety threat and national security threats.
And the numbers prove it. The data proves it. In the past few days, I've met with Governor Walz, Attorney General Ellison, Mayor Fry, numerous police chiefs and sheriffs, and I have more to meet. I'll also be continuing the dialogue with business and religious leaders in partnership with Minnesota, your community leaders. I'll be meeting with them too, because I want to hear what they have to say. In my meetings with folks so far, and most importantly, the governor and the AG, the Mayor Fry, we didn't agree on everything. I didn't expect to agree on anything. I've heard many people want to know why we're talking to people who they don't consider friends to administration. Bottom line is you can't fix problems if you don't have discussions.
That's a W right there. I don't care how much of an enemy they are or whoever the opposition is, right? I don't give a fuck about none of that. On a world level, everything level, politics, absolutely. You need to be able to sit down across the table and be able to speak to one another. You have to be able to do that.
I didn't come to Minnesota for photo ops or headlines. You haven't seen me. I came here to seek solutions, and that's what we're going to do. And we've come a long way, and we got some good wins for the people of Minnesota, I think.
Welcome back, Papa.
And for the administration and for the safety and security of this city. One thing we did agree on, though, everybody I talked to agreed on, was the community safety is paramount. One thing we all agreed on was U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement is a legitimate law enforcement agency that has a duty to enforce the laws enacted by Congress and keep this community safe. Like I've said many times for the last several years, even before this administration, jurisdictions that refuse to cooperate with federal immigration authorities are sanctuaries for criminals. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals and endangers the residents of the community. To be clear, we did not agree with Minnesota state and local officials that they would be involved in immigration enforcement. I didn't ask them to be immigration officers. I'm asking them to be cops working with the cops to help us take criminal aliens off the street. What we did agree upon is not to release public safety arrests back in the community, and they could be lawfully transferred to ICE. I'll speak more about that. I will highlight that the Minnesota State Prison System under the Department of Corrections have been honoring ICE detainers. And we appreciate that important collaboration, and we're going to expand upon that. That decision has made Minnesota safer, not only for residents of Minnesota, but the men and women in law enforcement. Not just ICE, all law enforcement. Rather than arresting the same public safety threat, significant public safety threat over and over again, they agree to work with us to identify those people and remove them. I'm also pleased to announce I had a very good meeting with Attorney General Ellison, and he has clarified for me that county jails may notify ICE of the release dates of criminal public safety risks so ICE can take custody of them upon the release from the jail. And let me tell you why that's important. I know people are a lot concerned about the manpower has been set in law enforcement manpower. Look, I've said this many times before. I've said it for the last several years. Give us access to the illegal alien public safety threat and the safety and security of a jail. It's common sense. It's safer for the community, it's safer for the agent, and it's safer for the alien. Because anything can happen on a street arrest. It just makes common sense. And for the people that argue, well, we're a welcoming community because we want victims and witnesses of crime that are here illegally to feel safe to come to police without fear they're working with ICE, we're not going to talk to the victim and witness of crime. There's no problem there. They should feel safe to come to police and ask for help. All we want is to talk to the person that local and state law enforcement authorities locked in a jail cell. They chose to lock this person up. That's who we want to talk to, the public safety threat. So that argument is that protects victim witnesses of crime. It's a bunch of crap. Victims and witnesses of crime don't want the bad guy back in their neighborhood either. So great progress with the Attorney General and local sheriffs. And one thing, when we have these agreements, it takes less law enforcement agents to do the job. One agent can arrest one bad guy in the safety and security of a jail where he's behind the wire. We know we don't have weapons. But when you normally release that public safety threat, illegal alien back in the community, we have a job to do. we're going to arrest him. So we're going to find him. And what happens is now we got to arrest somebody on his turf. We have access to who knows what weapons. Now we got to send the whole team out. Cover the back door, cover the front door, officer safety reasons. Then because of the hateful rhetoric and the attacks on ICE officers, now we got to send a security team behind the arrest team. So what could have been done with one person in a safety and security jail, now we got 15, 16 people out there doing it. I know that causes stress in the community. So if we get these agreements in place, that means less agents on the street. More agents in the jail means less agents in the street.
Okay. All right. I think we gave them enough time here. Let's go ahead and move on to our last story here because we are crunching our time frame here. We're already at 55 minutes. Okay. So this is our last story for the morning. There is a video that came out. Alex Preddy clash with ICE agents days before Minneapolis shooting. Now, I saw a particular video of Preddy yesterday where he was kind of doing the same thing, interfering with agents, and then he ended up spitting on an agent and then kicking the agent's car as it was driving off. And that was it, but it was caught on video. Now, there's a whole different thing that came out. I saw that on social media. Now, I'm not sure if that's the same video here or I haven't even watched this yet. So let's go
right
ahead and
now,
see.
I don't want to get you to this new.
No, okay. I watched this from a whole different angle on social media. I think it was from this side, on this, someone on the other side of the car.
Video that we are obtaining from our Fox 9 Minneapolis team. It shows Alex Preddy had a confrontation.
No, this is a whole different. This is a whole different thing right here. Wow. So he's gotten himself into a couple of problems with agents within the recent days before his death.
Agents 11 days before he was fatally shot.
Wow.
Preddy is seen on January 13th in a crowd of observers with whistles who are cursing at immigration agents near the area of East 36th Street and Park Avenue. The video shows Preddy giving the finger, then being tackled to the ground by federal agents. Again, you see it right there on your screen, provided by Max Shapiro over to our Fox 9 team. If you look closely, you'll be able to see there in the distance that the right tail light of that vehicle appears to be broken. Now, another angle of the incident shows Preddy approaching the vehicle in use by federal agents as he yells and spits in their direction.
Okay,
and gives them the middle.
so it was this ordeal. It was this event, but just from a different camera view. Interesting. Okay, so that makes sense.
Finger. Preddy then kicks the back of the vehicle twice, breaking the...
Well, just like I told you guys, he spit on the agent and then kicked the vehicle.
Passenger side tail light. Agents then exit the vehicle and tackle Preddy. Preddy is eventually able to get free from the struggle and was not taken into custody. Now,
what? He wasn't taken into custody after spitting on a fucking agent and then kicking and damaging their vehicle? They still didn't take him? What? Why?
Fortunately, that...
Man, that's crazy.
That part of the video has not been cleared for our use just yet. But again, this is the other video that shows right after that as Preddy is tackled and what appears to be a smoke bomb there that is set off. Now, the attorney for Preddy's family releasing a statement on this video here and the other one to the Associated Press. Popping that up for you right here on your screen as it says, quote, "A week before Alex was gunned down in the street, despite posing no threat to anyone, he was violently assaulted by a group of Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents.
Violent?
Nothing that happened
Oh,
a full
God.
week before could possibly have justified Alex's killing at the hands of ICE on January 24th. Now, we have reached out to his attorney for Preddy's parents to see if he does want to join us here on Live Now from Fox, so we'll let you know what he says. Now, we also have the confrontation taking place, the war of words, so to speak, between President Trump and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. President Trump posting on Truth Social, surprisingly, Mayor Jacob Frey just stated that Minneapolis does not and will not enforce federal immigration laws. This is after having had a very good conversation with him. Could somebody in his inner sanctum please explain that the statement is a very serious violation of the law and that he is, quote, playing with fire? Now, the mayor did respond there, saying the job of our police is to keep people safe, not enforce federal immigration laws. I want them preventing homicides, not hunting down a working dad who contributes to Minneapolis and is from Ecuador. It's similar to the policy your guy Rudy had in NYC. Everyone should feel safe.
What's up, Lily? Good morning.
Calling 911. Again, kind of the war of words there on social media between President Trump and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. Right now, another look at that video showing a confrontation 11 days before the shooting death of Alex Preddy. You can see what appears to be him being tackled there by law enforcement. Now, this comes after another angle from moments earlier apparently showed Preddy kicking that vehicle and spitting toward officers. Those officers then got out and tackled him. This is all part of the investigation, as we're hearing from Bill Malugin over at Fox News, that DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, is aware of this incident and is looking to investigate it. Again, we will keep you posted here as we get much more information, and this investigation continues.
All right. And of course, as you guys know, this is my job to follow all of these stories. That's why we do this Monday through Friday, an hour a day. You know what I mean? And then, of course, our hour during Saturday morning for members only. It's a great time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys stick around. We're going to be raiding our buddy Chaotic Truth. Let him know we're coming through with an Insane Wheels raid. And listen, much love, honor, respect to all of you guys. I'm very honored to be able to do this Monday through Friday and then Saturday morning as well, man. So we will see you guys tomorrow morning, and be safe out there and stay warm. Peace.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on to wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, Insane Wheels rises, a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane Wheels, here is back to a crowd.